Old Glory flies high in the infield at Aqueduct as we celebrate Veterans Day. And a thank you to all the veterans out there who make the United States a safer, better place. We're always indebted to your service. Maggie Wolfendale, I'm Richard Migliore. A Veterans Day here at the Big A.
Yes, that's right, Richie. And, just want to thank all the veterans past and present, and not to forget, we do have machines to do most of the work, but, such wars, World War II, World War I, a lot of animals gave their lives as well, including the horses that we watch here every single day. Yeah, it's certainly a horse culture. Horses helped make America as great as it is, and since we've, I guess, modernization has kind of phased horses out, not in our lives. No, we are still fully indebted to the horses every single day. Well, and somebody who's indebted maybe to a trainer, and we're going to talk about that, is the owner of Run Happy being sued by the trainer. Yes, by Maria Burrell for defamation, as well as the money that she believes she's owed, including the purse money. The 10% that trainers traditionally get is kind of a standard here in the States from that purse money, so $120,000 she is suing Mattress Mac for, and we'll see if she gets it. I mean, also the defamation coming from the comments that he and Laura Wohlers made to the Pollock report. So yeah, it's going to be do you think a tough case to win? I don't think it would be a tough case to win. Obviously, she was the trainer of record, even if they argue otherwise. And I think they have bigger problems with the racing jurisdictions that they raced in for having basically a false front or a false trainer. It's unfortunate, the whole circumstance, and I hope they kind of settle it out of court and put it away, because the thing that's getting lost in all this is the horse. It's killing me. It's absolutely killing me, because people are going to have a negative approach to Run Happy for every race that he runs from here on out, and it's taking away from the sheer brilliance that this horse has displayed, and that he truly does run happy, and he's been really, really just cool to watch throughout his 3-year-old campaign. I mean, especially that Breeders' Cup Sprint. I think a lot is being lost in this kind of turmoil going through the people involved with Run Happy, and we're losing sight of the horse. Yeah, absolutely, and I hope that people don't follow through. I've heard some people calling for a boycott of an Eclipse Award vote for him. Don't punish the horse. He deserves it, right? Truly. Well, how about a little happier news? Golden Horn named Cartier Horse of the Year in Europe, or in England. Yeah, exactly. And we're watching him take down Elder Company here in one of the most prestigious races in Europe, and that is the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. French isn't great, forgive me, but we're seeing him take down the likes of Trev, and unfortunately he was second in our Breeders' Cup turf, but obviously the ground didn't agree with him as much. He does need that firmer turf course, but not taking anything away from him, winning several grade ones, the Arc, the Epsom, the Eclipse, the Irish Champion Stakes, and 6 all in total, and doing it all, some against elder horses as well. Yeah, I think it's a shame he didn't catch his favored ground. It was a little bit soft, and he was beaten only one other time in his life when he caught soft ground, but takes nothing away from his brilliance. Truly a great horse. Yeah, and he's going to, like many of our Breeders' Cup horses, Breeders' Cup champs and runners-up, being retired to stud. So looking forward to seeing his babies running around Europe, and hopefully good to see some come here as well. Well, speaking of great horses as well as a great sire, how about this date, 37 years ago, Seattle slew his final start in the Stuyvesant Handicap.
5 lengths, Wise Phillip, and the final horse remains finger paints as they move into the turn. And the slew lets out another notch and begins to open on the field. Seattle slew 2.5 lengths. Jumping Hill is second by 4 as they come to the head of the stretch. 3/4 went in an even 110 flat. Now they pass the quarter pole into the stretch. Cordero now goes to the whip, right-handed, and Seattle Slew continues to hold a big lead. He has 4 lengths as they near the 8th pole. The whip still down as Cordero now hand-riding out to the finish line. 1 mile in 34 2, going for that record with a 16th to go. Seattle Slew. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the champion of the world, Seattle Slew.
I love that call by Chick Anderson, champion of the world, Seattle Slew, and he truly was the first. I was just a little too young for Secretariat, Maggie. I saw him on TV, but Seattle Slew, I was there for his Belmont Stakes to see him win the Triple Crown. He was the first great horse I got to see live.
And this was him as a 4-year-old, Richie. I mean, even before that, he had stretched his career 14 for 17 lifetime and is just a few narrow misses as well, taking down 9 graded stakes, 8 of them grade 1s, and that day, as you said, carrying 134 pounds to his competition. And maybe I'm a little premature in kind of comparing, but for me, I really wish that American Pharoah would have ran on for his 4-year-old year because they kind of remind me a lot of each other. Very,
very similar. Both possessed a great deal of speed. American Pharoah, a little more tractable. Seattle Slew, he was a little hot and wanted to run off a little bit, but both brilliant, great comparison. And that was the end of a great career. Well, we might have seen the beginning of a great career today down in Maryland as Lane Luzzy, the son of our own Mike Luzzy, started his career with a third-place finish for the Gaudette family, the same people that started Mike out many years ago.
Well, what's funny is the listed trainer is Lacey, which is the Gaudette's, Eddie and Linda's daughter. So it was kind of neat, the second generation teaming up and having a good third-place finish. Not bad to get your feet wet in your first race.
No, and Lane looked awfully good, looked very professional, and best of luck to him and a very happy Mike Luzzy down in the room. So we're hoping to see bigger and better things for him, and hopefully he'll come back to New York sometime over the winter. But we're kind of caught up with what was been going on, so let's catch up with racing. We've got the Discovery Handicap.
And they're off. Number 4, Total Joint, jumped up at the start, trails the field. Ocean Knight is going out for the lead with Tommy Macho on the outside. Made from Lucky down at the rail is third as they move around the clubhouse turn. Smart Transition and Made in Detroit right together, 4th and 5th. Then it's 4 lengths back to First Spark. And after the awkward beginning, Total Joint trails the field in 7th. Ocean Knight in front here by almost a length over Tommy Macho, and the opening quarter was run in 24 and 1/5 seconds. They've reached the back stretch. Ocean Knight by a long neck. Tommy Macho pressures that pace on the outside. Then it's a length and a half. Made from Lucky is down at the rail with Smart Transition on the outside and Made in Detroit in between those two. A gap of 6 back to First Spark and 3 more to Total Joint. Ocean Knight narrowly over Tommy Macho. The half was run in 49 and 2/5 seconds. It's Ocean Knight on the inside leading by a head. Tommy Macho on the outside in second. Then it's the trio of Made from Lucky, Smart Transition, and Made in Detroit. First Spark is 6th and Total Joint is 7th. And now they're midway around the far turn. Tommy Macho on the outside of Ocean Knight. The two of them are stride for the lead. 3/4 1 and 1, 14 and 3. Smart Transition runs in third. Made from Lucky is down at the rail. And now First Spark begins to pick it up on the outside as the field comes into the stretch. It is Tommy Macho taking the lead now from Ocean Knight. Tommy Macho is the leader. Ocean Knight dropping back at the rail. Then Made from Lucky, Smart Transition, and First Spark. Tommy Macho now drawing away in the stretch, and it's going to be Tommy Macho to win the Discovery over the off track. Made from Lucky was second, then Ocean Knight and Smart Transition.
A terrific performance by Tommy Macho. Maggie, he drew off powerfully. Obviously, he relished the going, but I thought a heads-up ride by Javier Castellano to put him in the game.
Yeah, it really was. And before that this race here, Javi giving him a vigorous warm-up, and I was a little bit suspicious because when Tommy Macho had run his best races at Belmont and he was up towards the lead, he was really fired up in the paddock, and today he wasn't, but it was good by the connections of him to give him that big warm-up and get him forwardly placed.
Well, speaking of their connections, you had the opportunity to catch up with Todd Pletcher, who actually ran 3 in this Discovery. Let's see what Todd had to say.
Here with winning trainer Todd Pletcher of today's Discovery Handicap winner, Tommy Macho. Todd, you run 1-2. It's your 6th Discovery here, 2 years in a row. Tommy Macho had a little bit of an equipment curious happening with the pony strap.
Do you think that had any effect on how he ran today?
Might have helped. I don't know. Yeah, I honestly, I didn't recognize it until Javier was galloping out and I saw something fall off the ground. I was like, wow, what was that? But I guess the assistant starter's lead strap got caught in Javier's boot and he carried it around there with him. So didn't hurt anything.
Exactly. Maybe it made him run faster. But looking at Tommy Macho's form, kind of got a little off track in his last two here, but you gave him some time, freshened him up, and how are you feeling heading into this race?
Actually pretty well. I mean, he ran a sneaky good race in the West Virginia Derby. The inside was very, very dead that day, and he got stuck on the rail the whole way. And then he ran a credible third in the Pennsylvania Derby, so tends to run well fresh. I don't think he minded the off track, and he's been training well.
And Todd, looking at your second place finisher and Tommy Macho, made from Lucky as well, what are your plans for both of them heading on to their 4-year-old years?
Well, we were kind of waiting to see how they did in this race, and actually both horses have had some success at Gulfstream, so I would think we'd probably take them down south for the winter, and we'll see if they develop into horses good enough to run in the Dawn.
Excellent, Todd. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Todd, a man that has many options and many horses to plan their next steps. So efficient and so good at what he does. We'll talk about that little equipment mishap a little bit later for sure. But Todd Pletcher having another stellar year. Let's head to race 4, Maggie. We had maidens. We were off the turf, by the way, all day. Sloppy, no turf racing today. And we had 2-year-olds going a mile on a sloppy main track.
And they're off. Hesitant start for number 1, a gold medalist, and number 3, Hold Harmless, was off slowly as well. From the extreme outside, Module. Discreet Contest is up close. There goes Anna Creek, and after the slow start, gold medalist. They leave the chute, enter the main track. It's Anna Creek and Discreet Contest. And on the outside, Module is right there in third. Gold medalist down on the inside runs in fourth. Citizen by Day is next in fifth. Moe's Ginny alongside in sixth. Hold Harmless has advanced into seventh. Then a break of 4 lengths to Not a Secret in eighth. 4 more to Probably Thursday, and 5 more back to Love for Scarlet, who trails the field in 10th. Anna Creek leads here by a length with Module on the outside in second. It's Anna Creek through a quarter in 23 and 4 and a half and 48 and 1. Module is now moving up on the outside to challenge Anna Creek for the lead. Those two have opened up 4 lengths on gold medalist in third. Then it's Discreet Contest. Hold Harmless moves up a spot down towards the rail. And Moe's Ginny. They move forward the head of the stretch. Anna Creek on the inside and Module on the outside. Now they come into the lane, and now Module has taken over. Module drifting in there, went to the inside as Anna Creek now moves outside. Module is down at the rail and in front, clear by 3. Anna Creek in second, farther back. It's Hold Harmless and then Gold Medalist. Module, the 8-5 favorite, and she's going to get to the wire first here. Module by 3.5. Anna Creek was second, then Hold Harmless and Gold Medalist.
Maggie, Module, as we just caught the tail end of her ducking in, although she was clear of the runner-up, Anna Creek. I think this was pretty much what was the story of the day, Maggie. You wanted some speed, and you wanted to be outside, at least early stalking.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it just kind of goes back to common sense, and that horses really don't want to be hit in the face with this heavy kind of dirt like that. So it's much easier to be forwardly placed and not receiving that kickback, and that's exactly what Module did.
Yeah, you saw most of the winners today had clean faces coming back. Well, speaking of coming back, we'll be right back after this timeout with more racing action. There's a shot of a very happy Junior Alvarado, just one of the many top riders that we're lucky enough to have ply their trade day in and day out on the NYRA circuit. Maggie, we're running a little bit over, so we're going to jump right into race 6. We got hard-hitting allowance optional claimers going 6 furlongs.
And they're off. Number 5, Giant in the Moonlight, just walked out of the starting gate, spotted the field 7 lengths. The Big Deluxe is out for the lead with Gypsum Johnny in second, Bass River Road down on the inside in third. Then it's Hear the Footsteps and Go Mets. 5 more to Giant in the Moonlight, who trails the field. The Big Deluxe is in front here. The Big Deluxe by a length. Gypsum Johnny and Bass River Road heads apart second and third, the quarter, 23 1/5 seconds. Here the footsteps, runs in fourth. On the outside is Gomez. Giant in the Moonlight continues to gain now 6 lengths from the front. And the leader is the Big Deluxe in front here by a half length. Gypsum Johnny on the outside. Bass River Road is just in behind in third as they come into the stretch. And it's the Big Deluxe with the lead. Now in front by almost 3. Gypsum Johnny in second. Then Bass River Road, Gomez, Giant in the Moonlight. And here the footsteps. The Big Deluxe has the lead as they pass the 16th pole. And the Big Deluxe comes back on short rest to win again here at Aqueduct. Gypsum Johnny was second, very close for third between Gomez and Bass River Road.
Maggie, when last sighted, the Big Deluxe won 5 days ago for 25. Here he is in for 40 and the same result.
And you gotta love these hard-knocking geldings. Excuse me, he's a horse. This New York bred by Silver Wagon is now 11 for 38 lifetime. And he brings a speed and he just runs as fast as he possibly can, and actually claimed today as well for 40. So we'll get to those claims a little bit later, but a horse who has been in a lot of barns but just keeps running consistently.
Well, when they win, they're popular at the claim box, that's for sure. Let's head on to race number 9, John Imbriale. We got a short field of maiden 2-year-old fillies going a mile.
Tessio from the outside and Skatush from the inside. So it's Tessio and Skatush, and they hook up early here with Estelle racing in third. Bright Side Up is fourth, and then it's a break of 4 to Qualifying, who trails the field in fifth. Now Skatush goes on with it to grab a narrow lead over Tessio. A length to Estelle racing in third. Bright Side Up on the outside is fourth. Another 6 back to Qualifying. The quarter went in 23 3. Skatush leading Tessio as they continue up the sloppy backstretch. It's Skatush by a length. Tessio runs in second. Estelle is next in third. Estelle about 3 lengths from the front. Then Bright Side Up, and farther back it's Qualifying. They head for the far turn. The half was running 47 3/5 seconds. And Skatush squirts clear now. It's Skatush by almost 3. Estelle moves up into second. Tessio is back running in third. A half dozen lengths to Bright Side Up and Qualifying. And now they're moving for the head of the stretch. And it is Skatush with a 3-length lead over Estelle. Tessio has dropped back in third. They come into the lane, and it is Skatush with the lead here. Skatush racing way out into the middle of the track. Estelle is down on the inside in second and gaining ground. Skatush on the outside. Here's Estelle right down on the fence. Estelle has taken over the lead.
Well, Maggie, Javier Castellano took advantage of a drifting Skatush, dropped all the way to the rail, and rallied up the inside after a stalking trip.
Yeah, taking advantage of that, and also taking the late double here. This filly, she should have relished a wet track, distorted humor out of Unbridled Song mare. She's bred to be nice. I'm glad to see that she finally broke through, albeit in a fairly lackluster off the turf maiden special weight, but hopefully she matures from there.
Yeah, a win is always good tonic for a young horse, maybe builds their confidence. Let's get right to our fabulous 5 races, 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7.
Then Highlight and a Lightning Ron. The field is at the top of the stretch. And here's Bird Prince now to take over the lead. Sunny Puzzle moving into second. Bird Prince opening up. Bird Prince by 4. Sunny Puzzle in second. Then Salem Loop, Highlight on the extreme outside. But Bird Prince has got it wrapped up. And this bird loved the slop. Bird Prince wins by 7. The entry runs 2-3, Sunny Puzzle and Salem Loop, and it's Highlight to complete the tri-half lengths. Morse Code is all out in second as they come past the 8th pole. It's Contradict now by 3. Contradict now by 4, by 5. Morse Code in second. Contradict, front-running winner here under Luis Saez. Morse Code was second, and then River of Dreams and Refer. In front by leaps and bounds by 2 lengths. All Mine Tonight on the outside, and Run-a-Dub-Dub down at the rail. Saharan Serenade is 4th by leaps and bounds, continues to lead, and the lead is now 3 lengths. Run-a-Dub-Dub comes through on the inside to take second. All Mine Tonight is third by leaps and bounds. Bounds home in the slop, a 3-length winner. Run-a-Dub-Dub was second. Then All Mine Tonight and Saharan Serenai and Jesse. They come off the turn and enter the stretch. The half was running 47-3. It's Head Shrinker on the outside of Manhattan Special. Those two have opened up 6 lengths on the rest of the field. Manhattan Special on the inside takes the lead now from Head Shrinker. It's Manhattan Special, clear by 2. Then Head Shrinker in second. Farther back, it's Legend of Lorelei. But the winner is Manhattan Special by 2. Head Shrinker was second. Big break back to Legend of Lorelei and Marakovitz by 4 lengths. Lots of heat on the extreme outside. Now takes second. GR's Giant is dropping back towards the rail. It's Combat Diver. Sir Macho with a 7-length lead. It's Sir Macho and Jose Ortiz, and they're on to victory here. No doubt about the winner. It is Sir Macho.
Well, a sloppy day of racing in the books, but we're going to take a look back at a race that we watched in its entirety, the Discovery Handicap. Maggie, I'll let you take it away what people should be looking for.
Yeah, you're going to see a strap just dangling from the side of Tommy Macho here. You can see it as he makes a turn there towards the inside. And I had, on initial viewing of this race, just thought that the overgirth strap had come loose. But everybody's like, no, that was way too long. And on second look, I had seen that it actually was caught under Javi's boot. So the assistant starter must have thought he had turned him loose, but actually kind of got lodged in between Javi's boot and the saddle, and he kept it with him the entire running of the race. And you got to think that maybe something flapping underneath of his belly made him run a little faster.
Well, certainly probably kept his attention. And speaking of riders and leg strength, Javier Castellano, certainly a lot of leg strength there. And here are the jockey standings. Johnny Velasquez up on top, although I think maybe we had a little bit of a shuffling up near the top, because I know that Kendrick Carmouche was up near the top of that leaderboard, but a bunch of really good riders. And Rudy Rodriguez, of course, you know, Aqueduct, he's stable here. He doesn't have to ship over.
Makes a difference. Makes
a big difference. Todd Pletcher, as always, having a terrific meet. And how about John Parcella, 3 for 4 at the meet. Glad to
Go
see
Johnny P!
Exactly. Good to see him back in New York where he belongs. Bunch of claims again today, Maggie. Highlight from Mike Hushin in a 3-way shake. And the Big Deluxe, like you said, very popular at the cleanup.
Back to Steve Claceris and Hibiscus Stable after just losing him 5 days ago.
Well, a lot of confidence. They like him. They want him home in their barn. He'll be having dinner in Steve's barn tonight. And we'll be back after this final timeout on Insider. Quickly, we want to apologize. The jockey standings were incorrect. A lot of good riders up in the list, but Jose Ortiz and Kendrick Carmouche are up there on top of it. And certainly Javier Castellano with 2 wins today moved back up the list. But we'll update that tomorrow and we'll get on top of that. But we got to get right to tomorrow's preview, Maggie. Race 6 going 7 furlongs. We're looking at Captain Moss off of Victory at Belmont Park.
Yeah, he is a bit of a need the lead kind of type in here, but I think he can get it again with Manny Franco aboard as he was last time here back on October 15th. And, you know, when horses start running well for Chris, they seem to keep doing the same. And the same goes for his other horse in here, that's Stay Tuned.
And Stay Tuned gets an outside post. I always think that's an advantage on these, 7/8 and 1-turn miles.
Yeah, we don't get to see that many 7/8 races, Richie, but I do like this distance for this guy. I think he was a good closing and wide second in between horses. He had to fight on for it. I thought this was a really good effort and a hint at what we might see from him tomorrow.
And now we'll go the opposite direction, down to the rail. H-Man on the turn back from mile 16th and taking a very confident hike in class from with Rick Schosberg claiming him last time.
And this was an inexplicable trip from him on the lead. We haven't seen that from him, so I don't know if we'll see that again tomorrow. But Rick Schosberg, 0 for 37 first off the claim in regards to H-Man.
Well, and certainly he is taking an aggressive step up in class. Maybe this is a horse we watch tomorrow and look for when he gets out of jail and runs back at around that $25,000 level, because Rick Schosberg's certainly a very capable guy.
Oh yeah, I agree with you totally. I think that's the move that they're going with tomorrow.
Well, let's head on to race number 8, 6 furlongs, optional claiming 40,000, and we're taking a look at Pancakes and Batter.
Kind of asked Mike Dubb about the naming of this horse, Pancakes and Batter. This was quite a long time ago, last year at Saratoga, where he broke his maiden first time out. We have not seen him in New York here, Richie, in a long time, to say the least. He's been running at Laurel at Parks, but that was even earlier this year, so he has to come over a very, very long layoff. He's kind of hit or miss. He comes as a new gelding.
And now we're looking at Sharifko, who does something that I like. She's 1 for 1 at Aqueduct, and I like when horses have success. He has success over the track.
Yeah, and he's another one that's coming in off of the long layoff as well. This was the last race back on April 2nd here. Michelle Nevin will look for another win from this guy. I mean, that's what you brought up is very true. If a horse likes Aqueduct, well, he usually continues to, and he also seems to like the training of Michelle.
Well, I like horses for courses. Let's see what our resident handicapper, Andy Serling, likes tomorrow.
Thanks a lot. Well, we'll see if the weather is going to keep us on the turf at all for Thursday's card. I'll stick to a scheduled dirt race in that situation. Going to try to find a price. Hasn't worked out too well recently, but we'll see if we can find one in race 8. And race 8's an interesting race because I don't think there's any horse that just has to win this race. So you should get a fair price. Now, I hate horses in entries, but I have to bet the 1 Dean Verdile. I don't think the 1A Bowtie Affair should do too much damage to the entry's price. I'm hoping that's the case. Dean Verdile's a horse that ran against better horses and ran okay in his first starts. He's kind of fallen apart, but he ran on the turf last time. He comes back as a new gelding, and I've lost this horse before, but I still have some faith as he drops down as a new gelding, and I think he's a little bit sneaky in this race. I'm going to bet the 1 Dean Verdile to win and use him in exactas with the 6 Madrouse, the likely favorite, dropping down for Kieran McLaughlin, and the 7 Uncharted Course, who should be a decent price and is dangerous in this race. But it's the 1 Dean Verdile for me in the 8th race as we head back to Richie and Maggie.
Well, Maggie, I said I like horses for courses. Dean Verdile is 1 for 1 here at Aqueduct. He gets blinkers off, a drop down, a new gelding, kind of the complete makeover.
Yes, but as of now, he truly seems like a one-hit wonder. Going back to that maiden-breaking score, first time out for Bruce Levine. He beat nice horses in Whale Rock, and now True Bet has even become a pretty nice horse for Mike Dilger. But Dean Verdile, he's truly going to need that makeover to work to be competitive, but then again, the drop down should help his chances as well. Well,
one thing for sure, Andy Serling not afraid to pick prices, and certainly with the weather the way it's been, muddy tracks, lead to some sometimes puzzling results, although I thought today was pretty formful.
It really was, and as I was alluding to earlier, just kind of common sense when selecting horses that have that natural speed, that can provide themselves with good trips. It always seems to work, especially on tracks like this.
Well, we hope for you all your horses get good trips. We'll be back to do it all over again tomorrow right here on Aqueduct Insider.